The more responsibility you take, the more you empower yourself to actually do something about that pain. This profound statement reveals a universal truth about personal growth. It challenges us to see responsibility not as a burden, but as a transformative force. Taking ownership of our challenges can be daunting, yet it is the key to progress and resilience. We reclaim control. Pain, whether emotional, physical, or circumstantial, can feel overwhelming when viewed as something imposed upon us. Shifting our mindset from victimhood to agency transforms our perspective. By acknowledging our role, whether in contributing to a problem or simply in navigating it, we open the door to solutions. This is not about blaming ourselves, but about empowering our ability to act. Statistics reflect the power of this principle. Studies show that people who believe they can influence their outcomes are more likely to succeed, whether in career, health, or relationships. For example, individuals who set goals and take consistent action report higher satisfaction and lower stress levels. Responsibility fuels action, and action builds momentum, enabling us to tackle even the most daunting challenges. We redefine pain as a teacher rather than a tormentor. The discomfort pushes us to grow, adapt, and innovate. It's a catalyst for change, urging us to learn from mistakes and build resilience. This mindset is evident in leaders, innovators, and anyone who has turned adversity into achievement. Taking responsibility is an act of courage and self-respect. It means choosing to confront rather than avoid, to act rather than lament. Each step forward strengthens our capacity to face future challenges with confidence. When we own our pain, we empower ourselves to shape our destiny. This lesson is not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. There are no bad emotions, only bad reactions to them. You have to learn how to channel your negative emotions in a constructive way. This quote invites us to reconsider how we view and respond to our feelings. Emotions are natural signals that help us understand ourselves and our environment. Instead of labeling them as bad, we must focus on how we harness their energy. This shift in mindset can transform emotional challenges into opportunities for growth. Negative emotions like anger, fear, or sadness often carry a stigma, yet they serve important functions. Anger can signal injustice, fear can highlight risks, and sadness may point to areas where healing is needed. Studies show that suppressing emotions can lead to increased stress and poor mental health, while acknowledging and channeling them constructively improves emotional resilience. When we interpret emotions as data rather than disturbances, we gain valuable insights into our needs and values. Reacting impulsively to emotions often leads to regret or harm. For example, unregulated anger might damage relationships, while unchecked anxiety can paralyze decision-making. Instead, we can train ourselves to pause and reflect. Techniques like deep breathing, journaling, or mindfulness can create space between feeling and action. This deliberate approach empowers us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Channeling negative emotions into positive actions is transformative. Many great achievements have emerged from the energy of strong emotions. Athletes, artists, and leaders often turn frustration, grief, or fear into fuel for their pursuits. Consider this: exercise can dissipate anger, creativity can express sadness, and preparation can counteract fear. Each choice transforms emotional energy into something constructive. Research in emotional intelligence underscores the importance of mastering this skill. Emotional intelligence is linked to better relationships, career success, and overall well-being. Learning to manage our emotions strengthens our ability to empathize and connect with others. It also equips us to navigate challenges with greater clarity and confidence. Don't be afraid to start over again. This time, you are not starting from scratch, you are starting from experience. These words capture the resilience that defines every meaningful journey. Life often throws unexpected challenges, leaving us at crossroads where starting anew feels like an uphill battle. But this quote reframes the narrative, emphasizing that every new beginning is an evolution, not a reset. It reassures us that our past efforts were not in vain. They are stepping stones, rich with lessons and growth. When we begin again, we carry the invaluable asset of experience. This is a resource that no book or lecture can replace, an understanding forged through trial, error, and perseverance. Statistics reveal that entrepreneurs who launch a second venture after a failure have a 20% higher success rate than first-time founders. Why? Because they learn from missteps, refining strategies, and identifying pitfalls. Each stumble adds precision to their next stride. This applies not only to business, but to relationships, careers, and personal goals. Moreover, starting over builds resilience, a trait deeply tied to long-term success. Psychologists have found that individuals who embrace failure as a learning process are more likely to achieve their ambitions. They see setbacks not as endpoints, but as detours. Resilience transforms the fear of beginning anew into the thrill of trying again, better equipped and more determined. It's the difference between giving up and growing forward. As we embark on fresh paths, we should remember that growth is rarely linear. Progress can be messy, but every misstep refines our vision and sharpens our skills. It's not about perfection, but persistence. Studies show that perseverance often outweighs innate talent in determining success. With each attempt, we become more adaptable, innovative, and confident, ready to navigate the complexities of life. Given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind offers profound wisdom about the value of empathy in our daily lives. It challenges us to reconsider our approach to conflict and communication. In a world where opinions are strong and disagreements are common, this simple yet powerful message calls for prioritizing kindness over the urge to be right. Choosing kindness can be transformative, not just for others, but for ourselves. Studies have shown that acts of kindness release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, which reduces stress and fosters a sense of connection. When we focus on being kind, we nurture positive relationships and create a more supportive environment. In contrast, being rigidly right often escalates tension, leading to feelings of isolation and frustration. Furthermore, kindness encourages understanding. When we listen with empathy, we open the door to dialogue, bridging gaps between opposing viewpoints. This approach creates an opportunity for growth, allowing us to see the bigger picture. It's important to note that being kind doesn't mean surrendering one's beliefs. It means communicating those beliefs with respect and compassion, acknowledging the humanity in others. In many ways, kindness is not just a personal choice, but a social responsibility. A culture rooted in kindness fosters collaboration, reduces hostility, and builds trust. For example, in workplaces where kindness is prioritized, employee engagement and productivity tend to increase. The benefits are far-reaching, contributing to a healthier, more resilient society. Never brag about your progress or tell people your plans. Your friends today may become your worst enemies tomorrow. This quote carries profound wisdom, blending caution with practicality. It encourages us to approach life with humility and discretion, reminding us of the unpredictable nature of human relationships. First, consider the impact of silence in progress. Quiet perseverance often yields greater results. Sharing our plans prematurely might invite unnecessary criticism or pressure. By keeping goals private, we preserve the energy needed to bring them to fruition. Research shows that publicizing intentions can sometimes reduce motivation, as the brain equates talking with doing. Trust is a fragile currency. While friends provide comfort and support, relationships can shift with time and circumstance. Betrayals often stem from jealousy or miscommunication. A study by the American Psychological Association found that nearly 25% of friendships end due to competition or envy, making discretion a powerful tool for safeguarding our aspirations. Furthermore, actions speak louder than words. Accomplishments become more credible when shared through tangible results rather than boasts. Overexposure to others' opinions can dilute the purity of our goals, creating a dependency on validation. By letting outcomes speak for themselves, we demonstrate confidence and authenticity. The digital era amplifies this principle. Social media tempts us to broadcast every milestone, but such exposure can attract envy or even sabotage. Cybersecurity experts warn against oversharing, noting that it increases vulnerability to exploitation. Protecting our ambitions is akin to securing valuable assets. Keeping plans close also cultivates resilience. By avoiding external scrutiny, we build a stronger internal foundation. Harvard Business Review highlights that individuals who maintain focus without external input are 35% more likely to achieve long-term success. Privacy then becomes a catalyst for personal strength. At its core, this quote emphasizes the value of wisdom over impulsiveness. It encourages us to evaluate who truly deserves to share in our journey. Genuine connections are built on mutual respect, not on displays of progress. This saying is a call to strategic discretion. It reminds us to prioritize action over affirmation, security over exposure, and authenticity over superficiality. As we navigate friendships and ambitions, let us wield silence not as a barrier, but as a shield, a protector of dreams and a builder of true strength. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. This quote holds a powerful lesson for anyone facing challenges. It teaches us that life is not always smooth sailing. Instead of wishing for trouble to end, we should focus on how to adapt and thrive despite it. Often, we find ourselves waiting for problems to disappear. We think that once everything settles, we can finally enjoy peace. However, this mindset can keep us stuck in a cycle of passivity. Life will always present obstacles, and simply waiting for them to vanish wastes valuable time. Dancing in the rain symbolizes embracing hardship with grace and resilience. It's about finding joy even when circumstances aren't perfect. Life doesn't stop for our convenience. Instead of resisting difficulties, we can learn to navigate them with confidence. Challenges become opportunities to grow, rather than burdens we must endure. This approach encourages us to develop new perspectives. When we stop waiting for the storm to pass, we start taking control of the present. We can learn skills, form stronger relationships, and even discover parts of ourselves that we never knew existed. Embracing adversity often leads to the most profound personal growth. All endings are also beginnings. We just don't know it at the time. Offers a profound reflection on life's cyclical nature. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to view an ending as a definitive conclusion, but this perspective misses the deeper truth that every ending carries the seed of something new. It's a reminder that we often can't see the full picture in the moment, but the end of one chapter is merely the start of another. Consider the transition from one phase of life to the next, whether it's leaving school, changing careers, or moving to a new city. At the time, these shifts can feel like losses or disruptions. However, history and personal stories often reveal that such transitions pave the way for growth and new opportunities. For example, many successful entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders faced what seemed like setbacks, only to discover that these endings were, in fact, the foundation for their future success. Psychologically, the fear of endings is deeply ingrained in human nature. Research shows that humans have a tendency to focus on the loss associated with change, rather than the potential gains. But if we adopt the mindset that every ending is a beginning in disguise, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities. This shift in perspective can make us more resilient, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with optimism and confidence. Statistically, people who embrace change rather than fear it tend to experience greater long-term satisfaction. Studies have shown that individuals who view transitions as opportunities for growth are more likely to take risks, adapt, and ultimately succeed in both personal and professional endeavors. This mindset fosters a sense of purpose, creating a positive feedback loop that propels us forward even in uncertain times. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it is enough carries a powerful message of self-reliance and perseverance. In a world where external validation often seems like the key to success, This statement flips that idea on it. It reminds us that even when others doubt us or when the odds are against us, the belief we hold in ourselves can be more than enough to carry us forward. Self-belief is a crucial foundation for personal growth and achievement. Research shows that individuals who trust their abilities are more likely to overcome obstacles and stay resilient in the face of challenges. In fact, studies have demonstrated that people with a strong sense of self-efficacy, believing they can achieve their goals, tend to perform better in tasks and show higher levels of motivation. The truth is, when we believe in ourselves, it fuels our determination and sets the stage for success, regardless of others' opinions. In many cases, the only person who can truly influence our journey is ourselves. When faced with failure or discouragement, it's easy to turn to others for support. However, true growth often comes from within. We don't need the approval of the crowd to forge our path. One unwavering belief in our potential is enough to spark significant progress. History is filled with examples of individuals who achieved great things not because of the support they received, but because of their relentless belief in their purpose. It's essential to understand that the power of self-belief doesn't mean rejecting help or advice from others. Rather, it means being anchored in the understanding that we have the ability to shape our destiny. The challenges we encounter will always seem more manageable when we approach them with a mindset that we are capable of finding solutions and adapting to new circumstances. As long as we continue to trust in ourselves, we are never truly alone. You can't lose what you never had. You can't keep what is not yours, and you can't hold on to some things that don't want to stay, holds a deep truth about our relationship with life, people, and possessions. It encourages us to recognize the limits of our control and the importance of acceptance in various aspects of our lives. First, let's explore the idea that you can't lose what you never had. This speaks to the illusion of attachment. Often, we chase after things, be it fame, relationships, or material wealth, believing that losing them will bring pain. However, if we never truly had them in the first place, there is no real loss. This realization can free us from unnecessary worries, urging us to focus on the present rather than chasing fleeting desires. The second part, you can't keep what is not yours, serves as a reminder of ownership and control. Everything in life is temporary. Relationships, opportunities, and success come and go, but they are never fully ours to possess. Realizing this can reduce frustration when things change unexpectedly. It's about letting go of the need for constant security and embracing the flow of life. Finally, you can't hold on to some things that don't want to stay speaks to the power of release. Whether it's a job, a relationship, or an idea, there are moments when forcing something to stay only causes more harm than good. Understanding that some things are meant to leave creates space for new growth and transformation. Instead of resisting, we learn to trust the natural cycles of life. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. From the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, serves as a timeless reminder to slow down. In a world that constantly pushes us forward, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life. We often prioritize work, responsibilities, and ambitions, neglecting to appreciate the present moment. The message here is simple yet profound. Life is fleeting, and our focus on productivity can make us miss the beauty of everyday experiences. Studies show that overscheduling and stress have become common issues for many people. Research from the American Psychological Association reveals that stress levels in the U.S. have reached alarming heights, with nearly 75% of adults experiencing moderate to high levels of stress. This constant pressure to achieve, perform, and do more can result in a lack of time for reflection or relaxation. The quote encourages us to take a pause, to step outside our routine, and to truly engage with what's around us, something that could significantly improve our mental health. When we stop and look around, we are given the opportunity to recalibrate our perspective. Moments of stillness and awareness can help us realize what's truly important. We may find joy in small things we typically overlook, whether it's a conversation with a friend, a walk in nature, or a quiet moment of solitude. These experiences, while simple, are the ones that often hold the greatest value and meaning. By cultivating the ability to notice them, we enrich our lives in ways that productivity alone cannot achieve. Incorporating this philosophy into our daily lives is more practical than it seems. Small changes, like taking a few minutes to breathe deeply or enjoying a cup of coffee without distractions, can create significant improvements in our overall well-being. Time spent away from screens or work helps restore our energy and sharpen our focus. Rather than rushing to the next task, we can learn to savor the journey and discover the richness that lies in the pauses. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none, is a powerful reminder of the importance of focus in achieving success. It challenges us to think deeply about how we allocate our time and energy. In today's world, where distractions are endless and the pressure to multitask is constant, this simple idea offers a path to clarity and effectiveness. When we spread ourselves too thin across many tasks, none of them receive the attention they truly deserve. Research shows that multitasking can actually decrease productivity by up to 40%. When our attention is divided, we often fail to make significant progress on any one thing. The key to success is not doing everything, but doing the right things with focus and intention. Studies also reveal that top performers in any field tend to concentrate on a small number of core priorities. For instance, in the business world, companies that focus on a limited set of goals tend to perform better in the long run. By narrowing our focus, we can put more effort into what really matters, allowing us to make meaningful progress and achieve greater results. This principle applies to all areas of life. Whether we are managing a team, pursuing personal goals, or learning a new skill, prioritization is critical. If we attempt to juggle too many objectives, we risk spreading ourselves so thin that we fail to accomplish any of them effectively. The quote, "If nothing else, some people just teach you how not to be," captures a profound truth about human interactions. Life is a tapestry of relationships, and not all threads are golden. While some individuals inspire us with their virtues, others, through their flaws, inadvertently offer lessons of equal value. It's a reminder that even challenging encounters can enrich our understanding of ourselves and the world. When we encounter difficult or toxic individuals, it's tempting to focus solely on the frustration they bring. Yet these interactions hold a mirror to behaviors we wish to avoid. For instance, a boss who leads through fear rather than empathy might teach us the importance of compassion in leadership. Similarly, a dishonest friend may reinforce the value of integrity in our connections. By observing such examples, we sharpen our own sense of right and wrong. Statistics highlight this dynamic. Studies in workplace environments reveal that employees often cite poor management as a catalyst for adopting better practices when they assume leadership roles. Likewise, in family settings, children raised in challenging circumstances frequently express a determination to break negative cycles. This pattern underscores the transformative power of how not to be lessons when approached with reflection and resolve. By recognizing the impact of these lessons, we can shift our perspective. Rather than dwelling on the negativity of the experience, we can focus on the clarity it brings. Such clarity helps us develop resilience and a stronger moral compass. This mindset is empowering because it allows us to reclaim agency, transforming adversity into growth. We should also acknowledge that these lessons foster empathy. Understanding someone else's behavior often reveals the struggles behind their actions. While we may reject their approach, recognizing its roots deepens our compassion. This duality, learning what to avoid while maintaining understanding, enhances our ability to navigate relationships thoughtfully. People will walk in and out of your life. Those you least expect will become past remembrances of a temporary time you once thought was permanent. speaks deeply about the impermanence of relationships. Life is filled with constant change, and the people we meet are often part of that fluidity. We all have those moments where we feel that certain relationships will last forever, yet life has a way of surprising us. When we reflect on the people who enter and exit our lives, it's easy to see how some relationships appear destined to last. These connections may seem unbreakable, built on shared experiences, common goals, or deep emotional bonds. However, time has a way of shifting priorities, causing people to grow apart. Relationships that once felt permanent can suddenly fade away, leaving us wondering what went wrong. Interestingly, studies show that people are more likely to experience significant relationship changes as they go through different life stages. A 2020 study found that nearly 40% of friendships fade within a few years as individuals grow and evolve. This isn't a sign of failure, but rather a natural consequence of personal growth. As our paths diverge, we find ourselves interacting with different people who align with our current values and goals. What's fascinating is that those who walk in and out of our lives often leave lasting impacts. Even short encounters can reshape our thinking, challenge our perspectives, or inspire new paths. The unexpected connections we make can sometimes leave a deeper mark than those we anticipated would be permanent. This is the beauty of human interactions. Every person we meet has the potential to teach us something, even if they only stay for a short time. We often cling to the idea that certain people or experiences should remain constant. However, the truth is that nothing is truly permanent. Change is inevitable, and the people who come and go are part of that dynamic. Instead of resisting this natural flow, we can embrace it. By doing so, we gain the freedom to grow, to learn, and to adapt. Develop a willingness to be disliked. This will grant you the freedom to do what needs to be done, even if it is unpopular. These words carry profound wisdom about resilience, courage, and authenticity. They challenge us to shift our focus from pleasing others to standing firm in our convictions. Let us explore how this mindset can transform not only individual lives, but also society at large. When we seek constant approval, we surrender control of our decisions. Every step becomes burdened by the fear of judgment. This is exhausting and limits potential. Research shows that over 60% of people experience social anxiety rooted in fear of rejection. Learning to embrace discomfort in relationships can break these chains. True freedom begins when external opinions no longer dictate our actions. History is replete with examples of those who thrived by embracing unpopularity. Galileo, for instance, stood by his revolutionary ideas despite scorn. Innovators, leaders, and visionaries often face resistance before society recognizes their value. Their stories remind us that being disliked isn't failure. It can be a sign of unwavering integrity. This mindset doesn't just apply to grand historical figures. It's equally valuable in our daily lives. Whether making a tough decision at work, standing up for what's right in personal relationships, or taking risks in pursuit of our dreams, the willingness to be disliked empowers us to move forward without the weight of others' judgments. We cultivate a sense of authenticity, making choices that align with our true values and not just external expectations. Let's start your day with purpose and positivity. Here are some daily practices to nurture your growth, focus, and well-being. 1. Begin with gratitude. As you wake up, list 3 things you're thankful for. This simple habit shifts your mindset to positivity and abundance. 2. Set clear intentions. Define 1 or 2 meaningful goals for the day. Writing them down keeps you accountable and gives your day direction. 3. Embrace discomfort. Identify one task or conversation that may be uncomfortable but necessary. Commit to facing it head-on without seeking approval. By adopting this mindset, we free ourselves from the burden of pleasing everyone, fostering more authentic connections, and making decisions that truly reflect our values. Developing this willingness demands self-awareness. We must evaluate our core values and align our actions with them. This creates an internal compass, unshaken by fluctuating opinions. Studies suggest that people who act in harmony with their principles report higher levels of satisfaction and mental health. Authenticity strengthens not only our resolve, but also our sense of purpose. The courage to be disliked is not about arrogance or disregard for others. Instead, it involves respecting differences and understanding that harmony doesn't always mean agreement. This perspective fosters stronger, more meaningful connections. Paradoxically, when we stop chasing approval, we often gain respect. Social media intensifies the challenge of maintaining this mindset. Likes, shares, and comments have become modern markers of validation. Yet, an excessive focus on virtual acceptance can distort priorities. A 2022 study revealed that 71% of young adults felt anxious about online perception. By consciously resisting this pull, we reclaim our autonomy. Imagine the societal change if more of us embraced this principle. Decisions guided by truth and necessity, rather than popularity, can solve pressing issues. Leaders who prioritize long-term benefits over short-term applause could address climate change, inequality, and other global challenges with greater efficacy. This lesson is both empowering and liberating. By allowing ourselves to be disliked, we honor authenticity, build resilience, and lead more purposeful lives. As we internalize this truth, we pave the way for personal growth and collective progress. Let us embrace this challenge boldly, knowing it carries the promise of freedom. The quote, "You train people how to treat you, consciously or unconsciously," highlights a fundamental truth about human interaction. It reminds us that the way we behave and the boundaries we set shape the way others treat us. This idea is not only profound, but also deeply practical, influencing both personal and professional relationships. Every action we take communicates something. Whether we realize it or not, we set expectations through our words, reactions, and decisions. For example, consistently overlooking disrespect signals that it's acceptable. On the other hand, addressing inappropriate behavior firmly but calmly establishes clear boundaries. This is not about control. It's about teaching respect through our conduct. Oprah Winfrey, the renowned talk show host, spoke openly about an early experience in her career that shaped how she approached relationships and boundaries. When Oprah was just starting in television, she struggled with saying no to demands that went against her values or overstepped her comfort zone. Producers frequently added last-minute tasks to her workload, assuming she would comply without question. To avoid confrontation, she often smiled, nodded, and worked late into the night. Her silence, though unintentional, taught those around her that she was always available, even at her own expense. One day, exhausted and feeling undervalued, Oprah realized that she was complicit in the way she was being treated. Her willingness to accommodate every request without pushback had unintentionally set a precedent. Determined to change this, she made a decision to be more assertive. The next time a producer handed her extra assignments outside her role, she politely but firmly declined, explaining her priorities and boundaries. The response was telling. At first, there was surprise, even pushback. But over time, her colleagues adjusted. They began to respect her time and understood that she was willing to collaborate, but not at the cost of her well-being or professionalism. By consistently reinforcing her limits, she trained others to treat her with the respect she deserved. This shift wasn't just about gaining respect from others, it also transformed how she viewed herself. Oprah often credits this lesson as one of the turning points in her career. It gave her the confidence to set boundaries, not just with colleagues, but in every aspect of her life. It's one of the reasons she became known for her authenticity and ability to connect deeply with others. Her story is a powerful reminder that we teach others how to treat us through our actions, choices, and responses. Whether consciously or unconsciously, every moment offers an opportunity to set the standard for how we wish to be regarded. Like Oprah, we can reclaim control by aligning our behavior with the treatment we desire. fostering respect and integrity in all our interactions. Consider the workplace. Studies show that employees who confidently set boundaries are 70% more likely to report feeling respected by their colleagues. Similarly, leaders who communicate expectations effectively tend to foster stronger team cohesion. These examples demonstrate that conscious effort in shaping interactions can yield significant benefits. Unconscious behaviors, however, can also have an impact. Small habits like nervous laughter when interrupted or avoiding eye contact may unintentionally signal passivity or discomfort. Over time, these patterns can encourage others to disregard our preferences. Recognizing and adjusting these tendencies helps us project confidence and earn the treatment we deserve. This principle extends beyond work. In friendships and family dynamics, consistent actions, such as being punctual or listening attentively, reinforce mutual respect. Relationships thrive when there is clarity about what is valued and acceptable. When we fail to set these standards, misunderstandings often arise, leading to frustration or imbalance. Statistics underscore the importance of clear boundaries. Research reveals that 60% of conflicts in relationships stem from unmet or undefined expectations. By consciously communicating our needs, we reduce misunderstandings and create healthier connections. This applies equally to romantic, familial, and platonic bonds. The beauty of this insight lies in its practicality. We don't need to demand respect. It's earned through our behavior. When we embody self-respect, others naturally follow suit. This approach fosters environments of mutual understanding and collaboration where everyone benefits. If you are lucky enough to get a second chance at something, don't waste it. Offers a profound lesson about the value of opportunity. Life rarely grants us a chance to revisit our past decisions, and when it does, we must seize it with both hands. A second chance is not just a gift, but a rare moment of grace, offering us the ability to correct past mistakes, rebuild, and grow. We must acknowledge the significance of this moment and commit to making the most of it. Studies show that most successful people have faced failure at some point. What sets them apart is their ability to rise again, armed with the knowledge they gained from their setbacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often not talent or resources, but their response to failure. We should see a second chance not as a free pass, but as an invitation to push forward with greater determination and wisdom. When presented with a second opportunity, it's essential to reflect on what went wrong the first time. This introspection allows us to identify areas for improvement. A key aspect of this process is the willingness to adapt. People who embrace change and innovation are far more likely to capitalize on their second chances than those who stay stuck in old habits. A second chance is not merely about doing the same thing differently, but about doing something better. Statistics reveal that only a small fraction of people make lasting changes after a failure. This highlights how easy it is to waste a second chance if we don't approach it with purpose and dedication. We must ask ourselves, are we ready to commit fully to this new opportunity? The real value lies in the transformation we undergo, both in skills and mindset. Our ability to evolve will determine whether we'll waste or harness the power of the second chance. To see someone's true character, notice only two things: how they treat people they don't know, and how they respond when things don't go their way. Highlights two powerful aspects of human behavior that reveal authenticity. It serves as a reminder that character is most often shown in moments of discomfort or when interacting with those without power or influence over us. These instances, while simple, are key to understanding the essence of a person. First, consider how a person treats strangers or those they don't benefit from knowing. Our behavior toward people who have nothing to offer us can often reveal our true nature. Do we treat them with kindness and respect, or do we ignore them, showing signs of superiority? Research has shown that empathy and respect for others, regardless of their status or role in our lives, are linked to higher levels of emotional intelligence and leadership abilities. This is because people who treat others well without ulterior motives display a deeper sense of integrity. Secondly, how a person reacts when things don't go as planned says a lot about their resilience and composure. It's easy to be calm and polite when everything is going smoothly. However, when faced with challenges, adversity, or failure, we see how someone really handles pressure. Do they lash out, blame others, or crumble under stress? Or do they take responsibility, stay composed, and learn from the situation? Studies indicate that individuals who maintain their poise under pressure tend to foster better relationships and make smarter decisions in difficult times. In fact, numerous leadership studies confirm that people who respond gracefully in the face of adversity are often seen as more trustworthy and capable. This ability not only boosts personal growth, but also influences how others perceive and follow them. People notice how we respond to tough situations, and it can make a lasting impact on our reputation and the relationships we build.